To the Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, fellow alumni, fellow distinguished alumni, to my whānau, to my friends, to my partner. It's an honor to stand tonight before you all and receive this award and to say a few words about my life and more so my career, which has been short but full, at times too full and too much, but I'll say more about that soon. I entered the University of Auckland to the Elam School of Fine Arts specifically in 2006 on the Vice-Chancellor's Scholarship for top Pacific Island and Māori students. This early award came with many blessings, but I emphasize the university for me was a moment of mobility. It was the first time when I had a sense of freedom and self-governance from simply being valued by way of being in the room. Scholarships such as the first one I received grant economic freedom and make the risks of failure, which is paramount to true learning, less catastrophic. They are necessary for the world we live in and the world we want. I grew up in a family of 6 children and a solo mother whose full-time work was to raise us. To state it blandly, we were material medium poor. This socio-economic fact requires some undoing. Ludwig Begelman, a children's author, has a beautiful title which I'll quote, which in some ways registers the speech act that helps us to see the dividing quality of such a sociological reality. His title is simply, "Are you hungry? Are you cold?" If you can or have or know an affirmative answer to this question, you also know why it is met with rhetorical silence. To taste, smell, feel, to be, to know, not just the uncommonness of witnessing this experience, to be literally in the room, but because of the difficulty in making that experience sensible to others, and therefore the disincentive even to try, is so much a part of relaying what an experience of your life might have been like. We also have the communication problem of not knowing only that struggle may be perceived by how it is limiting. My siblings and I lived vastly different interior lives, but for our childhood, we were together in that difference. This togetherness itself wasn't easy. At times we were wayward, at times we were trying to each other, but we also had ideas, debates, fights, love, music, which were woven into the shared fabric of our reality. At times the games we played were tactics of survival, and the survival we had have gone on to become the formation of the generative possibilities of critique, that is the food of my artistic work. My early life was, in itself, while difficult, a universe. And so I have an overwhelming gratitude to my family and my mother, Annie, which is everything. Years after my graduation, I would go on to make the Walters Prize-winning work, I won't repeat the title, A Taxi Ride for an Art Audience, to take you back to that epicenter of that experience, and to try to find, to make a way for that place to be sensible to others. Before that, there was my university experience itself, a prolonged stay as I completed an MFA in 2010 after I was awarded a second graduate scholarship for Pacific Excellence. There are many tutors and professors who helped me immensely, but 2 are here tonight that I want to discuss and name personally. In 2010, Dr. Peter Shand, who is now the head of School of Fine Arts, but who back then still had some time to teach and grade and the theory component of the MFA program, suggested to me my work needed to know itself philosophically. He suggested I tackle Martin Heidegger's Being and Time. If you laughed at this juncture in this speech, I suspect it's